Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ghost Cube tutorial series. So if you are new here, you can check out episode 1 right here. And well, if you're here from episode 2, let's get right into it. Okay, so now after we have solved our first layer, it's time to solve the second layer to complete our F12. So we have first layer, second layer right here, and the last layer. So before we get into this, there's a new concept we have to understand. Let's illustrate the example using a 3x3. So let's say I take this cube that's perfectly solved, and I take the center out, I rotate it by 90 degrees, and I put it back in. Is the cube still the same? Yes, it is. There's no difference at all. But now I'll take my ghost cube. I'll go to the center piece right here. I'll take it out. Okay. I'll rotate it by 90 degrees as well. And I'll put it back in. Oh no. This does not work anymore. This is because due to the peculiar shape of the ghost cube, there's actually something called center orientation. I like to illustrate the example using this. So a normal 3x3, no matter how we rotate the center, it still matches with all the pieces. But on a ghost cube, the concept is like these two colors. Don't worry, I didn't destroy my cube. This is correction tape. So these two colors, they need to match each other. And if I were to take the center out, rotate it 90 degrees, or 180 or 270, anything, and put it back in, the center colors, they do not touch each other anymore, they do not match anymore. And there's only one correct orientation of the center, which is like this, in which this, or this are all incorrect. So each center on a ghost cube has only one correct orientation. And that's basically the only difference between the ghost cube and the 3x3, center orientation. But don't worry, there's a super easy algorithm to fix center orientation, and it goes like this. So you don't have to memorize this because it's like so easy. It goes like this: R2, U2, R, U2, R2. I'll repeat it one more time: R2, U2, R, U2, R2. Just keep that algorithm in mind. We'll apply that on a ghost cube. Okay, so now the centers of the second layer, which are this right here, this, and this, let us orient them correctly. So that's actually a really interesting way. I didn't invent this, of course. I learned this from someone else's tutorial, and now I'm really glad I'll be able to pass down this knowledge. So we'll start with a reference piece. So we'll find the center piece on the second layer that has the smallest sticker on them. So let's say I compare this and this. Obviously this one has the smallest minimum size of sticker, so I'll keep this in mind. And then I'll compare this with this. Of course this one wins because like all the stickers here are pretty big. And I'll compare this with like the next one, which will be this. So next I just see which sticker has a smaller minimum size. This one right here, or this one right here. I think it's apparent to you too that this one is just a little bit smaller than this one. And if let's say you got a galaxy colorway ghost cube and you do not have any stickers on it, you can still tell because the reason the sticker is smaller is because this surface area right here, and this shiny one right here, this one is smaller than this one right here. Yep. Of course, it'll be way easier if you actually have stickers, but if you don't, you'll still be able to solve it by finding the smallest one. So after we identify that the one with the smallest sticker is this piece right here, first thing we need to do is make sure this ramp, I'm gonna call it a ramp 2, it faces downwards. Like the stickerless one right here, stickerless surface right here, it faces our bottom layer or our cross that we have built. So how we do that? We would keep repeating the algorithm which I just taught you just now, until it is correct. So this is what we do. The piece you want to influence, we hold it on the right like this. And then what you want to do is use the algorithm I just taught you. And then we check the piece again. So now obviously the side of the piece that doesn't have stickers is still not facing downwards, not towards across. So it's okay, we'll just do it again. Hold it to the right, don't forget that, hold it to the right, not the front, and then do the algorithm. So yes, as you can see now, the side that doesn't have any stickers is facing downwards or facing towards across. So now this concept might be a little bit hard to grasp, but it goes like this. So the reference we'll be taking is when matching this smaller sticker on the second layer to the smaller sticker on the first layer. And there are only two smaller sticker candidates, which are this one, because every other corner piece, the stickers are pretty big. So on the first layer, only this sticker and this sticker are relatively small. So then we compare their sizes. That sounded good, never mind. So as you can see, this sticker right here on the first layer, this layer right here on the first layer. So you can see that this one is smaller. So what we want to do is we match the smaller sticker on the second layer that we determined just now with the smaller sticker on the first layer. We match them together. So not this one, we match it with this one. Smaller sticker on the first layer, smaller sticker on the second layer that we mentioned just now, and that we flipped such that the stickerless side is facing downwards or towards the cross. And now we match these two together like this. What's the point of this? We'll use this to determine the correct orientation of all the other centers. So that's quite hard to illustrate my point, so I'll go like this. So when these two are fit together, just like this, which you can see it's sort of like a cube, goes like this, and then 90 degree turn, like the cubes like this, then each of the other centers should be perfectly flush. And if it isn't, we'll have to use the algorithm, the R2U21, to flip it to its correct orientation. Like this one's wrong, this one's wrong, so all of them are wrong right now. So I'll give an example. Let's try to flip this one right here. So I will break off this one because we cannot turn it like a 3x3 when these two smaller stickers are matched together. So I'll make it back into the original setting where you can be turned like a 3x3, and then I'll just flip any one of the wrong centers. Let's start with this, shall we? So I'll just put it at the right as usual and then do the algorithm. So now I have flipped it by 90 degrees. So how do I check it's correct or not? It's the same thing. We match the smaller sticker on the second layer to the smaller sticker on the first layer like this. And then now I check it. And as you can see, now this piece 2 is flush with this layer right here. As you can see from the side, it's perfectly flush. It fits here. So now we know the orientation of this center is now correct. So I'll do the same with the other side. So as you can see, I match this together. This is correct because it forms a cube like this. This is correct because it also forms a cube like this, you see. And now this one, the next center, is obviously wrong. So I'll just, I just break the perfectly matching center pieces, the perfectly matching smaller stickers, back to its original 3x3 cube mod shape. I'll put the center that I want to influence, that I determined just now that was wrong, on my right, and then I'll just keep repeating the algorithm. So yeah, so now after I did the algorithm, I'll check again, is it correct now? So again, match the smaller sticker on the second layer to the smaller sticker on the first layer. Okay, this one already determined just now, that was correct. And now this center, as you can see, it is still obviously not correct, so I'll just repeat the algorithm again.
A few moments later.
Now I've done algorithm, I want to check is it correct now, because obviously I can't tell by this alone without a reference point. So I'll once again find the smaller sticker on the second layer, match it with the smaller sticker on the first layer, like that. So this one's correct, we already know. And now this one is also correct, it's also, as you can see, perfectly flush with this layer right here. This is perfectly fitting, so I know this is correct as well. So lastly, now I know the only center that still has the wrong orientation is this one. Yep, just do it again and then find the smallest piece again. Where to put the smallest piece? Right there. So this one I already know is correct. This one I already know is correct. And now this one as well is correct. And how do I know that? It's flush with this layer. You can see it's completely flush like that. So yeah, so now all of my center orientations are correct. And now finally I can solve my first 2 layers completely. And that brings us to the end of the 3rd episode of the Ghost Cube series. So this will be a 5-part series. That means there are 2 more episodes coming out. Now this is quite an intuitive step, the center orientation, but I guarantee you, you will be able to do the following 2 steps, assuming you've been following well along. So yeah, see you in the next one.